Right, okay. I mean, I chose this one, so I'll have to intro it.
Yes,
so,
you
right,
will.
okay.
Boo, 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 boo,
Boo,
boo.
boo.
Yeah, that'll do. Hello, and welcome to stuff I watched as a kid, I guess, that was a TV series. I had it on VHS. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
No, do that
Do it.
again.
I don't know what to do for the intro.
Oh my god.
Hello, I'm Ringo Starr. Welcome to Thomas the Tank Engine.
Better, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Helena.
cool. Yeah, so we're watching Thomas Comes to Breakfast.
I want to know, Dan. I'm gonna rudely interrupt. Why are you making us watch this?
Well, you see, in my head, I was like, oh, what if for the Patreon we each sort of maybe take it in turns, and like Helena has the story tapes, we'll find like a short thing, like a TV show or something we watched as a kid, and
Yeah, sure.
maybe we'll get to talk about that, and it'll be interesting. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I had this one on VHS. We could talk about the one where Gordon or Henry, whichever it is, gets bricked up in a tunnel, but we'll save that for next time. I remember enjoying this one. I watched it a lot. I remember it being longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember more stuff happening in it. But apparently, I probably just watched it on repeat.
Or you watched multiple episodes and went, that's a one.
But this is the one that stuck in my head the most as to what I remembered from Thomas the Tank Engine, which is him crashing into someone's house and a woman being like, "Look at my plate."
You
it's got
fucking
sawdust
ruined
on
my
it."
toast.
You ruined my
You
breakfast.
ruined my breakfast.
I'm gonna have to cook something else now. You fucking train cunt. Like.
So, this is the first time I think I've actually watched old
Yeah.
original Ringo Starr Thomas the Tank Engine. Like I've seen some of the, I mean, still upsetting, but at least more actually animated
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank Engine movies. I think I've seen bits of and stuff like that. But this
Yeah.
was, I think my brother was really into this, but then I wasn't, or maybe my parents were so sick of it that they just didn't let me, or maybe the tape burnt out because he watched it on repeat or
Watched
whatever.
it so much. Yeah.
Because I could imagine this being quite exhausting as a parent to watch. It's so short and so little happens, and it's still quite upsetting.
It's
Yeah,
this.
like I genuinely remember more it being longer, but I guess I was a child.
I don't. So I this is the first time I've ever seen Thomas the Tank Engine and like absorbed it consciously. Probably watched it when I was a kid. I do not remember. Because my parents got me onto horror films. We're all young.
Oh, the one where he
Not
gets picked
actually
up in a tunnel. Yeah.
Not a stretch. Not
No,
it's not a massive stretch
why
from
does
this.
this show? And every time I've seen bits of it, why does it make me feel so anxious? As soon as it
It's
starts,
because it's clearly just filming models and they're making them drive
but
around,
it
and then
makes me feel
one of the Beatles is talking about.
It makes me feel like that.
It's because everything in this is dead.
But like,
Yeah.
my hands get all sweaty. It makes me feel so anxious watching anything Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's because of all the like weird memes that have come out of it, of like the weird slug creatures
No,
climbing out of their
It's
faces.
not even
and-
that. That's fine. That's horror. I can handle
Yeah.
horror. There's like some existential nightmare in this show that just the essence of it, that it's so calm and friendly. It makes me so anxious.
Yeah, it really feels, it has that horror movie, everything is fine but somehow hostile
Yeah, it feels.
vibe. When the main characters have got in danger.
Yeah,
Like they've moved, they've got into the hotel, or they've arrived at the beach or whatever, and something's
They've crashed into someone's house.
yeah, it feels
You know?
hostile. The show feels hostile.
also definitely aimed at young children, and is immediate. Thomas was conceited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that
That's a
helps.
big word. Big word for 3 to 4 year olds.
Oh man, it makes me just so.
You imagine looking down your kids like ramming trains together and being like, "This one's conceited."
Concepted. Yeah, man, this.
Yeah.
So the story.
So
we're gonna get through
so
it real
yeah,
quick. This is a quick one.
The
guys.
story's real quick. So Thomas is like well sick at his job, and the driver's like, "You probably don't even need a driver." And then Percy and Toby are like, "Don't be stupid." And he's like, "I'm going to show
important
off."
question off the bat that I have to ask, because I like
Yeah, why is
again
Percy so angry at him?
Nah.
Percy's like his best friend.
don't care about that. I don't know enough about Thomas the Tank Engine lore to care about who of them are friends.
I know too much.
But I have an important question: can the humans understand the trains?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, they must do.
Yeah, because the Fat Controller talks to
Yeah.
But
the train and like tells
and he's
him
not
off. And
he's not even in this episode, which is annoying because I have a point about the Fat Controller
But-
that I wanted to talk
but
about too.
does he? Do they understand the trains, or are they just sort of talking at the trains, and the trains are feeling Are the trains like
No, they're sentient. I think the trains are sentient.
knowably sentient
but
in
can't
this?
control themselves.
That's-
So like they have drivers.
That's so
But
depressing.
they can't control themselves because in this, the only reason Thomas is able to go without his driver is because a cleaner accidentally knocks a switch and
Yeah.
his brake's not on, I guess.
It's so
Yeah.
depressing.
and he only goes in a straight line because he's literally on tracks because he is
Yeah.
ultimately still at a train.
He's a sentient being trapped in a big metal train that someone else controls and he has no input.
But that isn't what makes me anxious.
That is kind of scary.
But that isn't what makes me anxious.
I think it is also like the low budget, incredibly janky type of animation of this, where it's like if they have to change the faces out and it doesn't line up,
It doesn't really matter.
oh well,
Yeah.
we're not going to redo
This
it.
kind
It's for
of
3-year-olds.
feels like someone. Thomas the Tank Engine feels like I stumbled across somebody's YouTube channel, and they've been making this stuff for years, but it's got like 5 views each. That's what watching Thomas the Tank. But it's got this like undercurrent. You're like, this guy also has like people trapped near this setup. Right, it has that vibe of like,
Yeah.
oh, there's something wrong with the person that makes this.
Yeah, but he's got the train set in the attic and the bodies in the
Yeah,
cellar.
that's what it
Yeah.
feels like. And he's really
Like-
dedicated to like making his YouTube show that 5 people watch.
Yeah, and the ghosts of the bodies are in the train.
But that's the vibe. It's so
Yeah.
No, they're just named after the kids he's murdered.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so anxious, but it's not horror. It's just kind of like, ugh.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's just so low budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Um.
the bit where, Thomas crashes into the person's house is just a train slowly driving into a cardboard house and a
Yeah.
bit of it breaks.
Yeah.
But like that image of like from inside the house looking out and Thomas is there and all of the stuff has like collapsed onto him and I'm
And
like
his
that
eyes are
is
big
what
and
I
wide.
yeah, that is what I remembered and that's why I'm like he spends so long trapped in this
He
house.
does.
And instead immediately they get the 2 Scottish trains to pull him out.
And the family are just, I mean, that did crack me up when the family's like, oh no, you've ruined our breakfast.
You've driven into our house, and the woman's like, I'm going to have to cook something else now, let alone rebuild
Yeah.
my house.
You've ruined our breakfast and destroyed half
your
the
house
house.
back.
It's
but-
like, yeah, it ruined your house.
Yeah,
What a...
completely destroyed it. Now he's going to have to go down to, like, Hobbycraft or something, build a new one.
Yeah, have to get more lollipop sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it is to answer your question, Mikey. No, they don't tend to build houses in front of like stop camps
That wasn't
of trains.
Yeah,
that
I was-
wasn't my
I was-
question. When did
No,
I
that
ask
was that.
that
I did.
question?
I asked that. I
Okay.
was like, why would you put your house there?
I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I think I just asked it too quietly.
I was like, when
Sorry,
did I?
sorry, Mikey.
I was
You thought it.
fully like, so I didn't actually. I didn't even question that bit of it. I was feeling my shoulders were so tight then, and like clenched, and I wasn't even thinking about the little things in the show.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that had like upsetting
No,
stuff in their childhood. Upsetting content.
Like Thomas the Tank Engine was something I was genuinely obsessed with. Like I'm pretty sure my brother is named Thomas because I asked if he could be called Thomas after Thomas the
oh,
Tank
that's
Engine,
depressing.
That's
which is
we
weird.
had, to be fair,
Um,
we had Thomas the Tank Engine and Brio, the like wooden tracks.
Yeah.
We had lots of that.
Oh yeah, I
And,
had lots of the little Thomas trains.
We had Thomas the Tank Engine books.
I remember
pretty
having
sure.
Harold the helicopter. He was sick. He was like. That was the
I do
bus.
remember buying, not buying, the other day when I was the other day. I think back in November.
Yeah, the
I
other
was gonna say
day.
the other day, about 20 years ago.
That's what I was expecting. The other day, when I was
I was sorting
13.
through books at my parents' house, splitting them up between books to give away, books to throw away because they're either so bad or in such bad condition they can't be sold by a charity
Yeah.
shop.
Books to burn
Um,
so you don't unleash the spirits too. Don't
yeah,
Yeah.
you do
And then I found
the 3 pile
try.
organizing. Yeah, that everyone does.
The keep, the not keep, and the
The keep, giveaway, throwaway, the 3-pile method, and then you get the secret 4th pile, which is maybe. I'll have a look.
That is the biggest pile.
I'll have a look at that again at the end pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The secret
Oh well,
4th
this
pile.
definitely went into that pile
Yeah.
because I think it had been scribbled in, so I don't think it was going to go to a charity shop. But also interesting,
Right away.
but also quite bold of my parents. It was a trilingual Thomas the Tank Engine dictionary.
Wow. What?
Latrine.
Latrine.
It was pretty
It's
fantastic,
true.
but also I think
What were the 3 languages?
Thomas Le Tank Engine. There you go.
English, German, and French.
Okay.
Mm.
And yeah, it had like it
Das
was just
Auto.
like a picture dictionary with all the each.
Yep.
So it would have like a train and then le train and then I don't know.
Thomas.
I don't know what German for train is. I didn't read
No.
the book. I
Clearly,
wasn't ever taught
it
German.
didn't go in.
This book was not meant for me. But I was just like, yeah, my parents just pushing the language agenda on a toddler. Like, yeah, you'll learn German.
No, you go into
Like,
your,
why learn one language, you small
When
child?
you can
Learn three.
you go into your secondary school German class. Like, does anyone here know German? And you just start reciting an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Only that book, though.
Ah,
Yeah.
now I will have to cook more breakfast.
Ah.
Thomas gets pulled out and his little front buffers are damaged and
He's all
he gets
sad.
replaced by a diesel train because diesel trains are never little shits. Oh, good. They'll do
Yeah,
what we tell them to.
Yeah,
That
Then
was
it ends.
so strange. that whole,
yeah.
like-
Diesel train. There's definitely law there where diesel trains are clearly cunts.
Yeah, the diesel trains are the bad guys. I'm pretty sure I remember
Why are
another
the diesel
episode where a
trains
diesel
the
train
bad
is.
guys?
I
Well,
don't
because
know. I think one
coal
of
and
them's
steam
called
power
diesel.
is clearly better than
Yeah,
But like,
there's...
when did they use
Oh,
the?
I imagine
diesel.
modern...
That
What if there was-
newfangled technology.
Why?
The island of Sodor is too small for an electric-based railway.
It's got a bullet train. The episodes are
imagine-
real short now.
Now we need to get from one side of the island of Sodor to the other.
It's
It's
done.
done. No,
Da, da,
okay.
da, da, da.
I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me because there's got to be a reason, right? This is something I wanted to bring up because the Fat Controller, his other name, his less insensitive name is Sir Topham Hatt because he has a top hat,
Mhm.
but also that means he's been knighted.
Yeah,
What was he knighted for? Having some
Charity?
trains.
his work with charity,
His work with
train-based charities.
putting
It's
the souls of the dead into the trains.
It's also very upsetting that the trains have like the mental capacity of children, because like I
Mhm.
get that that's because it's aimed at children and they want to have that like, but when you really think about it,
It's not fun.
it's
is
weird. It's really
It's
weird.
abuse. It's kind of child abuse.
Yeah.
To use them.
Especially when they're
Hmm.
like telling them off, and you're like, this feels strange. This feels
Yeah.
weird. This feels kind of child labour-y, is what it feels like.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
smidge.
When,
Thomas the Tank Engine is pro-child labour.
but it's especially when they're like, we'll get the diesel trains out. It's like, this feels like a parent telling the kids off, which, like, it is. That's what that's what it's like doing, is it's doing that it's teaching kids that, like, if you do something wrong, there'll be consequences, and the diesel train will get you.
And you'll have to pay for this man's
Yeah.
house to be rebuilt.
But when you think,
I
have
guess
to
they're
work
packing a lot
overtime.
of packing a lot of messages into a 5 minute.
but when you think about
Video.
it, like, in universe, they are like telling,
Don't be conceited.
yeah, they are like telling this
Know your limits.
child train. An adult is telling a child train off, making it feel bad and telling it's going to be replaced. You're like,
We need to repair you, so in the meantime we're gonna put something better out
Yeah.
here, and then maybe we'll realise that that's what we want the whole time, and you'll stay in
and
your
you're
shed
going
forever.
to storage forever.
Just like that train we bricked into a tunnel because he didn't want to get his paint wet.
Like, oh, it makes me so uncomfortable. Everything about this show makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was way spookier in style and
Tone.
delivery. And also, I was expecting it to be, I don't know, like Ringo Starr's accent in it is quite. It's not that thick.
He's also
It's just Ringo
Either.
Starr talking.
he's also
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
the
it's just- it's
cheeriest
just-
of Beatles. Like he's not the most
No.
upbeat of
No.
Beatles.
But it's
Ironic,
quite surreal.
Claire.
Yeah. So cool.
It is quite. It's just the whole thing is very surreal. Where if you were talking like, right, okay, so it's a stop motion animation ish, lazy stop motion animation of someone's train set, and we've got one of the Beatles to do the voiceover.
You'd be like, oh, cool.
You'd be like, what?
the fuck is going on?
I don't think his voice helps it with the creepy factor.
No, it doesn't.
Because,
It's not soft and gentle enough to make me feel warm and
but
fuzzy.
it's surreal enough to like put you on edge.
Yeah.
There's a reason they don't let him talk that much, and it's his voice just makes you anxious.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we haven't watched the most upsetting episode, so
No,
that is
we
yet
haven't.
to
That's yet
come.
to come.
No, I'm sure we'll watch that.
I also
Quick
need-
other fun fact before we
Yeah.
end this episode, which I might have mentioned on the podcast
Probably.
before. One time when I was a kid, I pretended to be Percy and I wouldn't go anywhere because I didn't have train tracks.
How does
Aw.
that?
I just refused to move. I was like, no, I don't have train tracks. I can't
You're-
move.
You have a very
And
patient.
then your
Good
parents set you
logic.
on
You
fire.
have a very patient family.
No, they bricked me in a tunnel.
You have a very, very patient family.
Yeah.
You're very patient.
Let's go with that. Yeah. Well, I guess that's enough Thomas the Tank Engine talk for.
That's all for now, folks.
I nearly said Thomas the Talk Engine.
I didn't realise we were all doing our own like childhood nightmare things.
Yeah,
We
but
are
yours
now.
genuinely terrible.
Yeah, that's why nobody told me. Because they'll be like, we're gonna watch Watership Down.
I just thought it'd be fun for Patreon to be shorter like TV episode kind of things or like the story tapes.
Yeah,
or
let
just,
us know.
Just
We
whatever.
appreciate feedback.
I'm gonna find
Yeah.
random episodes of TV shows for you to force you guys to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
To be
short
fair,
kids
I'd much
ones.
rather watch another episode of New Girl than any other upsetting, weird, hostile episodes of Thomas
Yeah,
the
I need
Tank
to find
Engine.
like the episodes
I'm-
that stand out.
If we don't want more Thomas the Tank Engine, I kind of want to go for a Mr. Ben.
Dubba dubba
He was
dubba dub.
great. No, that's Bill and
Will
Ben.
they be as?
Oh, that's Bill and Ben. Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Ben was
I
that
just heard
guy-
exactly what I wanted to hear then. Sorry.
We can watch Bill and Ben. That's fine. Mr. Ben was that guy who like went in a costume shop and he'd like take an outfit into the fitting room and have put it on and have a mad adventure, and then he'd always leave without paying for anything because he was a freeloading cunt.
Yeah.
Dick.
Do you know what we could watch? We could watch the Chuckle Brothers.
Oh,
remember
Chocolate Brothers
them.
was great. Oh, what was that one where that woman had a plane and a dog?
The
Come outside.
Yeah, that was it.
Anyone remember
Yeah.
the show with the kid with the 50p piece that lets him travel through time?
Yeah, grandfather's.
No, there was Bernard's Watch as well.
Bernard's Watch, and then there was the Queen's
No, it
Nose.
was Queen's Nose.
But I don't. Yeah.
Let him
so that must have
stop
been the
time.
50p one. Bernard's Watch. Ah, my parents are aliens. That was cool.
Great show.
Yeah.
These are the kids.
Well, we've
shows I
got
watched.
plenty of content coming up, I guess. This is
I
where
now
we
just
watch
wanna
it and
watch an
find out
episode
that
of
that's
Chuckle
just as
Brothers.
surreal.
I don't just want to watch an episode.
I'll tell you what, I did start watching an episode of with Jim yesterday. Lizzie McGuire.
Oh fuck yeah! That
I never
like
watched
that's so Raven. That's up there.
Jungle Run. That was cool.
Fucking
Well,
that
that's good.
Raven, terrifying Raven kids show.
Oh yeah, where they had the really ghastly spectres sort of coming towards
Yeah.
like, mini hooded cloaks with and like big weapons
Yeah.
a lot of the time, like spears and stuff
And they're like the
coming
Ah.
towards them.
terrifying Welsh guy.
Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. We need to do some of those.
Yeah. I remember as
was
a
great.
kid, I remember on a channel there was like a short thing that like a short kind of TV show that was like 5 minutes long each about a bunch of kids on a school bus.
Magic School Bus.
No.
Was it the Magic
No,
School
no, no.
Bus?
It was like for teenagers. But it was like all the different cliques on a bus. On like a school bus going to it was English. And I remember it so
I have no
vividly.
idea. That doesn't stand out to me.
I forgot what channel it's on. I need to find that.
If any of our Patreons would like to tell us what this might be, we would appreciate it.
Yeah. I watched the surreal shit I'm finding out.
Kids TV is weird
it is.
though.
Kids TV.
It still
Yeah.
is. I just don't watch it anymore.
I think
Yeah,
kids
kids-
TV is
Current
kind
kids
of
TV is still weird.
normalized a bit. I think it's deliberately weird now, whereas back then it was kind of accidental because everyone that was making
Yeah.
it was on LSD.
They're like, right, what if we had some like 8 foot tall fucking coloured blokes with tellies in their stomachs?
Like everyone making TV back then was on LSD. Now they're
Yeah.
trying to make it look like they're on LSD, and it doesn't have the same vibe.
No.
It's
Have
too
you watched In the Night Garden?
it's too carefully constructed. In the Night Garden's fucked, but kids
It really is.
kids TV now is too carefully constructed. Back then it was chaos.
Back then it was let's throw some trains around
Yeah.
to see what happens.
It felt like at any point a Teletubby's head could just fall off. It just felt like that.
Oh, some of the live stuff as well, like the game shows with Ant and Dec back when they were like basically still riding the Biker Grove
Yeah.
fame. Absolute chaos.
Utter chaos.
Anyway.
Yep.
Let us know
Yeah,
if there's any particular TV shows that you think we should rewatch.
Any
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gems from your childhood.
Any kids TV
And if
shows
we've
that you're
seen
like, it won't leave my brain.
Do you remember Okie Doke? Some like acorn guy.
No.
There was also one which
Vaguely.
I'm pretty sure was called like Toys in the Attic or no, Secret Life of Toys. That was
Maybe.
it. But no one
That's,
seems to
Dan,
remember
that's called
that.
Toy Story, and it's quite a big film.
Oh.
So if you can't stop pretending you're the only person that's seen Toy Story.
Yeah.
Have you seen this really niche movie? It's called Toy Story. Yeah, Secret Life of Toys. There was the little
Anyway,
bear and
so that's this episode.
that's not even the one I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Okay, right. Okay, hang on. This.
Now we've finished with anxiety-ridden,
And I've been Helena.
and I'm
Cool.
Michael.
I've been Dan, not bricked into a tunnel.
And thank you for your ongoing support.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You get high-quality
for-
content like this,
Thanks
Exclusive.
for encouraging
Exclusive.
this shit.
For your ears only.
just for you. This kind of exciting content.